The Jets did win, and they have more wins now than any team in the AFC.
Just for the record.
What happened?
Just for the record, I was 2-3 yesterday. The Dolphins won, and the Vikings won. The Packers just didn't do it.
Yeah. Do you mean you were 2-1? Yes.
Yes, 2-1.
2 out of 3. Yeah, you're still a loser.
I'm
sorry about that.
I'm a little dazed.
Because the team you played the most with is a team that lost. You could try to sell it to me any way you want. Maybe, by the way, the game of the day, the most entertaining game of the day, was the game that nobody predicted was going to be all that great or entertaining. But Miami and Chicago, the Dolphins keep pace with the Jets, and they beat Chicago 35-32. And it's funny, we talked last week how the Bears added Claypool, but they got rid of their 2 best defensive players in Smith and Quinn in trades earlier in the week. And you saw kind of what a lot of people thought might happen. The Bears' offense was much better. Their defense stunk. And that's the story of the game. But if you guys can bring up, towards the end of the game, a play that needs to get a lot of attention, okay? 35-32. Bears are trailing. Justin Fields throws the ball down the field to Claypool. Show this play, guys. All right, double coverage for sure, but watch the Miami Dolphin defender. He grabs Claypool, he twists his body half around, and he never lets go.
Yeah,
now, if they call what's a very obvious pass interference there, the Bears now have the ball on about the Miami 20, under 2 minutes to go. Worst case scenario, they're going to tie the game.
Yes.
Best case scenario, the Chicago Bears get the W. That is a terrible missed call by the refs.
Yeah, it changed the landscape of the game. You
Absolutely.
can't miss that obvious of a pass interference. I mean, he's being draped, pulled down before he can even go. He couldn't even go and high point the ball. And you know what's going to happen, Carton?
Go ahead.
Today, the Bears are just going to send this video in, and the league is going to say, yeah, we missed that. That's all that's going to happen.
And that's all that ever happens.
That's all that ever happens. Like, what are we doing? You can't do that.
I do feel bad for Chicago. Justin Fields had a great day. They scored 32. I mean, Armstrong didn't even get a single carry in that game. And yet the Chicago Bears offense still dropped a 32-burger on. What's up laughing at? I was expecting a big day from him, but he just, I guess the coach benched him right before the start of that game. In any event, here's the other thing that we also saw. You saw the greatness of Tyreek Hill, who's now on pace for, no joke, a 2,000-yard season, maybe 150 catches. And every time I watch Miami play, I come away saying the same thing. I don't think Tua is that good. Man, Tua is really good. Yeah. Right? It's a weird thing.
Yeah, I don't think we can continue saying Tua's not good.
I'm with you.
Like, Tua is getting it done. And the beauty about what Tua is doing, he's proving everyone wrong. But I think he's proving Tyreek right.
Yes. Yeah.
All of what he said this offseason is coming to fruition. It's manifesting. And none of us believed it. We all thought, Tyreek Hill, what are you talking about comparing this guy to Patrick Mahomes?
Now, to be fair, and this is why I said I feel that, I'm on both sides of the coin, because he underthrows the deep ball almost every time, and it still doesn't matter. Like, I've watched, because of this show, every highlight, and every highlight, we sit in the room upstairs, we say the same thing. Wow, Tyreek's 5 yards behind everybody. He's got to come back and get the ball every time.
So let's talk about this for a second. Yeah. Because when we watch football, one of the most impressive throws that we see is what? The back shoulder, right?
Back shoulder.
You want to know why? Because it stops the defender. The defender doesn't know that it's coming. A receiver can come back to the ball. So although we're seeing all these underthrown deep balls from Tua, they're almost like deep thrown back shoulders.
But not on purpose.
Not on purpose. But it gives Tyreek Hill such an advantage. Now, he might have more touchdowns if the ball was out front.
No,
but his ability to be able to come back and make those plays, like, I can't.
Listen, and his numbers were fine. 21-30, 302 yards, 3 touchdowns. And give Justin Fields some love, too, because he might very well be the best of all the second-year quarterbacks. He ran for $178 yesterday, which is a single-game record for a quarterback, breaking Michael Vick's record. And the Chicago offense has looked a lot better as the season has progressed.
They've looked a ton better, and he's not possibly the best out of those second-year quarterbacks. He is.
Oh,
Yeah.
He is. He is. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he's not throwing the ball. He's not in the pocket. I don't want to hear any of that. What the Chicago Bears are doing, and Bill Lazor and that offensive coordinator job, they are playing into the hands of who and what Justin Fields provides.
As they should.
You should always do that.
Right.
He can throw the ball. We know he can throw the ball.
Yep.
But what makes him different is what he's doing with his legs.
Listen, I've watched the last couple of Bears games, and he's not the problem anymore. He might have been early on, a young quarterback, and last year was not a good rookie season for him. But he's throwing balls now that veteran quarterbacks throw, and you're seeing a gradual progression where he's now part of the answer. So them getting Claypool clearly helped. It's a sad no call there at the end of the game because maybe the Bears steal that victory there late. But he's now part of the solution. And real quick, there's something, it's one thing, if big mouths on TV or radio talk about a guy, when fellow players compliment a peer, that's all you really need to know. And the Miami Dolphins did yesterday, as you see the tweet, that they came away impressed. Tyreek Hill, I didn't know he was that fast. Jalen Phillips, Justin Fields is legit, and on and on and on. So he earned their respect. And listen, when you put 32 on the board and you run for $178 and you throw a couple touchdown passes and you're competent and calm and deliver the ball on third and longs, and that touchdown right there, everyone does notice. And I think the league is starting to recognize Justin Fields is pretty good.
Yeah, he's one of the most dynamic quarterbacks we have at that position right now, both throwing and running the ball in particularly. They wanted to work their way. When it didn't look good at the beginning of the season, we were all looking like, is Justin Fields even the guy? You allow him to be who he is and who he was, and now you look like a completely different offense. So credit to the staff over there in Chicago.
Yep, Dolphins go to 6-3, so in theory they're a half game behind the Jets only because the Jets beat them. And to be fair, the Jets beat them with their third-string quarterback playing a couple weeks ago. Seahawks and Cardinals, it's becoming like Groundhog's Day here. Geno Smith's pretty good.
Who's pretty good?
Geno Smith?
Who's pretty good?
Nah, he threw a terrible interception.
Wait, go back and see the
he
last
did.
thing again.
Hold on a second. He threw a horrendous pick six to a lineman. All right, he couldn't lob the ball over a lineman's head. And I was like, that's my Geno Smith. But then he came back with 2 touchdown passes and actually played pretty good.
After throwing that interception, which it was a really good play by the defense.
It was a really bad pass.
It was.
I mean, watch it. Do we have, can you guys, we don't have that one.
But
See,
afterwards,
by the way, for those of you watching at home, the reason we don't have that is there's a collective effort on this show to support and promote Geno Smith.
Absolutely.
Conspiracy.
Why show any of the bad stuff Geno does, knowing that he and I don't get along with each other? Let's only show the good stuff, making him the second coming of Fran Tarkenton. Okay, great.
Of
Fran
all the quarterbacks?
I don't know. Go ahead. I know exactly what you people upstairs are doing.
He's
You're trying to
flawless.
embarrass me. Listen, I embarrassed myself with no problem on this show
that's true.
on Friday with that dopey prediction.
When you throw a terrible pick like
Thank
that,
you.
pick six, the only thing you can do to shut up critics like Carton is to do what Geno Smith did thereafter.
He played great.
He played flawless. He didn't play great. He played flawless. 2 consecutive 13-play drives, ending in touchdowns. Like, Geno Smith knows who he is, that team, and they know who he is. And I think the most important part is he's doing it, and he's making Carton.
Listen, I've told you this on this show.
It's horrible.
I have a personal feeling about the man, and he and I one day hopefully will squash that. Not yet, though, but one day, maybe at a Super Bowl when he's visiting, since he won't be playing in it, and he and I can sit down for coffee or something. Although I don't drink coffee, so maybe we'll just have caramels instead because it's just as arbitrary. That being said, if I may, okay, the dude is balling. And I respect the guy going out there, playing great. I mean, he is 6 games with 100-plus passer rating. His completion percentage leads the NFL.
Yep.
The dude's playing top echelon Pro Bowl quarterback, and he deserves the accolades that come along with it. And oh, by the way, 4 straight wins, all by double digits, and they are 6-3 and deservedly in first place. And let's not forget, if we're going to talk about Seattle, Kenneth Walker, over 100 yards again, another tutty, and that dude is your rookie of the year, at least on the offensive side of the ball.
Okay, I really don't like talking about Kenneth Walker because he was at Michigan State. I'm a Michigan guy, so I'm going to keep this short. He's balling. He's playing great. He's one of the reasons why the Seattle Seahawks are thriving. They can run the ball.
Yes.
Geno Smith's not turning the ball over, even though he had the pick six and his completion percentage. You talked about it all, but they are doing everything right. Defensively, they're creating havoc. Special teams, they've always been pretty decent. This is a really solid team that I don't believe we've all collectively said, I don't think they're going to win the division.
Sure.
Well, the Seattle Seahawks are going to win the NFC West.
It's on the table.
They're going to win
on the table.
the NFC West.
Cold take. It's on the table. But thank you for saying that. Rack that, guys. We'll use it in 6 months. Real quick, Cardinals dropped to 3-6. They're 0-6 if they allow 100 yards on the ground. They did that again yesterday to Walker. And you could start the clock now if we have one. Kingsbury's time in Arizona is not long. Sadly, his quarterback let him down. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.